because you mentioned this in a vlog before that you don't like fast sex, right?
That's what made the
Like
first two
super
times
rhythmic,
so bad.
speedy sex. What does make a guy good at sex?
Well, with Mike, he actually does like every time that we have sex, like every single type of stroke. Like he doesn't just do one. So
I would
like
not
everything.
have guessed this. Is it because you care?
I think it's I hate to say this, but I think it's because I've been at it for a long time. Experience
Yeah, like,
is everything. Like
that kind of grosses me out. Like whenever I think about it, like,
well, that's the
sometimes I think like, why is he so good at sex? And I'm like, fuck, it's because he's fucked so many girls.
Oh no.
Well, that's also been the other kind of savior, and this is the thing I talked about on Adam. That's been the other savior for us. Like if I was like if I was the male Danny coming into this relationship, some simp guy that's like trying to figure out like no I just mean all I mean is a virgin. That's all I mean. I don't know how that came out, but if I was just like a virgin like simp dude who came into the relationship never having sex before and just like, I'm okay with the fact that you've done all that stuff, babe.
No, I think it takes an experienced cowboy to wrangle the stallion.
That's not what I mean either. All I mean is like my past is fucked too. It just doesn't happen to be on camera. Do you know what I'm saying? And so like
except that one time with the VCR.
That's true, that we talked about on the show before. But like I think another thing, you could speak to it more, but I think another thing that makes a good lover too, and maybe you could attest to it as well, is the details. Are you like, even as much as like cradling a girl's head when you're in missionary and she doesn't have anything to put her head on for some reason, like the pillow moves, you know what I'm saying? Like certain like little moves like are the details that come along with experience.
You know what's helped me a lot is my wrestling background.
Really?
Yeah, dead ass.
This is the most
Dead
amazing thing
serious.
I've ever heard.
Dead serious. Yeah, just like I know how to like manipulate bodies, and like I'm always aware of where all your like limbs are and where your head is. And yeah.
My dad was almost a professional wrestler.
Like WWE?
No, like wrestling, like real wrestling.
What do you mean?
Isn't that fake wrestling?
No, it's real, but like
yeah, like Olympics, like
Really?
college
Oh,
wrestling.
shit.
Yeah. Both my parents were pre-Olympic.
Were you athletic?
So
I'm
super
really
athletic,
athletic. Yeah.
I take back what I said about your babies, guys.
Can we not talk about this?
Nah, yeah, I really do. Yeah, we should just go somewhere
Logan,
else.
he was pretty upset when we got home.
I was upset with myself.
He was
Logan said that me and Lana would have ugly babies.
all night.
He was like, more than anything, he was not even bringing her into it. Basically, he was just saying Mike is gonna have ugly babies, which was and at first like we joke really hard at each other.
Not the first time he said something like that though. Like one time we were sitting on the love sex and Logan was like, "You don't want to have kids with him. Like you should have kids with me." You said that one time, or you said something like that.
Oh, shit.
Something along those lines.
Was there anyone else
I
there?
think
Or was
need
it
to-
just
I think
you
you
two?
need to say this verbatim, otherwise.
I don't remember like exactly.
I
what
didn't
you
tell
said,
you
but
should
I
have kids
think
with
you
me.
meant-
What the fuck? She goes something like that. Like what? I need you to verbatim try to say what I said.
That's whenever I told you like that our kids would look like albino mice. I don't remember exactly.
Could
what
it
you
have
said.
da- could
But
it
we were
have-
talking about like from a sperm donor point of view, not like me and Logan. Like
Oh wait, I think it was
Yeah.
because
I forgot.
you said you didn't want a kid. You did want a kid, and I said I'll donate my sperm
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Because
give you
she's
guys a
talked
kid.
about
That
it.
was-
Because
that
you know
was
she
it.
wants to use a surrogate.
Yeah, that was it.
Anyways, do you want to talk about the surrogate situation at all? Like not why, but like she wants to have a carrier for her child. She doesn't want to have an extra child. She wants to.
That's what Kim and Kanye do.
Oh really?
Yeah, and most of the time, what David doesn't realize, because he was roasting me for saying that I want to use a surrogate and a sperm donor. A lot of people who use surrogates, it's because they can't have kids naturally, or they have
Can
some
you,
sort
though?
of medical
Can you?
condition. I'm not sure. I've had, because I was trying to have a baby with my ex-husband, and I did have a miscarriage, so I'm not sure.
That's completely valid.
And I wasn't really looking to use a surrogate until after that happened. So, David, you should feel very bad about your comments that you made.
I'm so sorry. I thrive in chaos and calamity
Fucking.
and the excitement.
Talking on set.
Yeah, it was me, and I apologize over it.
This is Kilo. We do confirm. We have a cough on deck. I'm gonna need a negative pressure outlet of this room in the next 35 minutes, please.
Over. Negative pressure outlet happening now. Over.
Back to the podcast. Over.
Designer babies. David has a problem with designer babies. David wants babies that are born out of love. I agree with him. I do. I really do. But I believe that the route we are going down is closer and closer to a place where designer babies are more accepted. We've been talking about this for years. I bet you by 2035, 2040, there's more designer babies, coming to fruition. People want the certain color skin. They want the certain color eyes. They want the right brain.
It's not just about that. Whenever you make a baby chemically through the lab, like with an egg,
test tube,
could be your egg, yeah,
lab
test tube baby. They can test the egg for certain genetics, like mental disorders.
Yeah, absolutely.
And stuff
Genetic
like that.
engineering.
So so I could make sure that my baby doesn't have schizophrenia like my sister, because growing up and seeing that, like, it was really, really hard for me and my mom. So I honestly wouldn't want to raise a kid with that, because it's very hectic. Even like my mom's still babysitting her to this day. So it's important to me, like, not to end up in that situation.
For sure. I think there's a buttload of complications that come in 2020 nowadays, or anyways, with test tube babies. So I've heard.
Really?
Like
Yeah,
what?
still, yeah. Just like they come out. I mean, obviously it's not a natural way of conception.
Why do you think they come out as like psychopaths?
No. I just know there can be a lot of health complications should something not go right in the test tube that is incubating your child.
Have
right?
you been doing a lot of research in this?
We've watched a couple shows.
I've also like.
There was a documentary on Netflix about it, actually.
Documentary.
Do you want to talk about that?
That she leaves the aura.
For everyone listening, we know that she says whenever when she should be saying when.
And she calls them documentaries. It's like the A just doesn't
She becomes
exist.
British and she says documentary.
Documentary. Here's my question. And the documentary you're talking about is called, we watched it. Yeah, what was it called again, mate?
It was it was part of like a series.
It was a series, 4-part series. I can't remember. I
Yeah.
watched it on the garage that time. Anyways, here's my question.
It's called
Unnatural selection. We talked about it on the show before. Here's my question. Employees are imperfect. Employees, as you know better than anyone. Employees are imperfect, right? The people that are doing lab and designer babies are, at the end of the day, employees. What stops said employee from accidentally putting the genome for lettuce into your kid's armhole? And now your kid comes out and he has a cabbage as an arm. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of shit doesn't happen when it's sperm to egg. That only happens when they take the genome 3 to whole 4.
It does sometimes
accidentally put the cabbage in, bro, or like kale.
Well,
what if your baby has toes made of kale?
Well, I think
Can
if
you
it's a
fucking
physical-
imagine that shit?
If
Or a
it's
fish head.
If it's a physical thing, they would be able to tell early on, and they would obviously like.
So like your cabbage armed baby just gets sliced and diced.
you put him at Mademoiselle's
Madame
wax museum.
Tussauds.
Madame Tussauds wax museum to live
The one
the rest
cabbage
of the
baby.